Marvel Studios and Disney are set to change the entire approach to Marvel Studios TV productions going forward. And by all accounts, Daredevil Born Again was the start of it. And from this point on out, expect a massive seismic shift and change in their production and what we're going to be seeing. So this comes at us from The Hollywood Reporter, who have noted that Marvel Studios is officially putting the old way of making TV shows behind them and going in a more traditional route. Daredevil Born Again was the first, as that's literally the one that's, well, gotta finish production. And going forward, Marvel Studios is set to start hiring showrunners just like TV shows should have. Instead of having the writer and director and then Kevin Feige oversee everything, the showrunner will be an important centerpiece to everything going forward. Now, this honestly isn't shocking, and we heard that this was the aim, but things take another interesting route as they're adding that Disney and Marvel Studios are going to evaluate everything going forward, and essentially, the only things that are going to get greenlit for Disney Plus series based on Marvel are things that can run for multiple seasons and not just be a limited series. Now, this goes off the back of the previous report that there's no more limited series. And what they're saying now is that Disney is evaluating everything with a 3 to 4 season minimum, where they want a serialized production, just like Marvel Entertainment was doing, but of course, this time set in the MCU and able to bounce back and forth between the films and TV and still be coherent, and that the showrunners will be central to this idea. Now, of course, this all sounds good in practice, but it's execution. Will Kevin Feige be able to, take his hands off of, everything and not micromanage everything and sort of let people do a couple things on their own while he's over here making sure that things go good and smoothly elsewhere? I understand he wants to have his hands on everything, but that's kind of what caused a lot of problems, that he was stretched too thin and he wanted to run everything like it was still 2 yearly productions, like it was 2012, 2013, where in reality they were running 8 productions per year and or at the same time starting 2019 onwards. So it's very problematic. So while I like what they're saying here, we got to wait and see if there's going to be something that actually comes from this. I hope that there is, but again, we got to wait and see. And the whole idea of, we're going to do just things that are multiple seasons, that makes sense. Bring back Miss Marvel for season 2 and 3 and 4. Do more because she seems like a character that works well on TV. Also with She-Hulk, do the same thing, right? Do something like this where they continue to live on. Daredevil, give him more seasons, and they were talking about that as a season 1 since the start. So let's hope that this is the new way, and why not do 2 seasons a year or something, or a season every other year, and that way you can fit in 2 to 3 shows, every 3 years, let's say, or every 2 years, so they continue to come back, and you got an ongoing arc, but it's also still connected to everything you're doing.